Hello and welcome to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Thank you for joining us. I am your host Elisa, Carballo, and we have excellent information for you coming right ahead. Remember, Mexico News Network is your #1 source for reliable information on business and investments in the Americas, stock markets, and also bonds and corporate information all on Mexico. So why not browse through our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, our very own digital content platform. Now let's begin with today's main headline stories. The firm Yusa Sol, owned by Grupo Yusa, opened in Jocotitlan, state of Mexico, Latin America's largest solar farm called Don Alejo. The project is supported by a $38 million investment and has a capacity of 21 megawatts, which makes it the third largest of its kind in Mexico, and is intended to reach savings of up to 22,500 tons of carbon dioxide. Now, this farm is only the first part of the project that actually aims to be the largest solar plant in Mexico and Latin America, which will have a total investment of $800 million and will have a capacity of 400 megawatts, which is practically enough to power 1.5 million houses. Additionally, Yusa Group recently opened its solar panel factory, which had an investment of $70 million and will have an initial production of 500,000 units, an amount that is actually intended to increase to 2 million panels when the construction is completed in 3 years' time. Now, according to the National Association of Solar Energy, investments into the country clean energy issues, when it comes to that, actually exceeded the $200 million. And for 2016, an increase of 200% is expected compared to 2015, with which 600 megawatts installed in the country will be practically achieved. With all these measures, it's planned that by the year 2021, 30% of energy in Mexico is produced cleanly. In more news, members of the French-Mexican Strategic Council, together with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Claudia Ruiz Massieu, and the Secretary of State for Foreign Trade of France, Matthias Fekl, held a meeting to show the progress in projects that promote various interests from one country to another. A clear example of this is the upcoming opening of the new plant of the French company Safran, which is actually set to be established in Querétaro. This is a company dedicated to the construction of components for aircraft engines, so that through this relationship, they will strengthen the aerospace industry all throughout Mexico and within France too. At the same time, Mexico took the opportunity to promote tourism by opening operations with the world's largest commercial aircraft, the Airbus A380 of Air France. In addition to all of this, the COFEPRIS authorized the very first official vaccine for the prevention of dengue, the Vanquian of Sanofi Pasteur. Now, on the cultural side, Claudia Ruiz Massieu expects to extend the Mexican presence all throughout a magnum art exhibition to be held in the Grand Palais Museum in Paris from October the 5th to the 27th of the current year 2016. She highlighted that France will also be the guest of honor at the Cervantino International Festival to be held in Guanajuato in the year 2017. In more information, Televisa launched its very own video streaming site, which is called Blim, and contains original series and soap operas from the Mexican company, as well as movies from Videocine, among many other things. The platform is currently only available in Latin America except Brazil, and has a total of 11,000 videos with different duration times, and will soon seek to increase that number to 18,000. The platform has the entire collection of James Bond, including Spectre. It also has all the Mexican cinema films distributed by Videocine, a large children's content, the most recent Televisa productions such as The Hotel of Secrets and other original series made exclusively for Blim, besides all of the soap operas from the famous and highly acclaimed company Televisa. Blim will cost 109 Mexican pesos on a monthly basis, and the very first month is completely free, allowing the audience to test the platform. The subscription plan may be paid via PayPal, credit cards, and debit cards, and the company announced that very soon it will have prepaid cards and direct charges to the Easy service bill. Blim can actually be seen through smartphones, laptops, PCs, iPads, iPhones, and tablets with Android operating system, and it's expected that within the next 3 months it will also be able through smart televisions from Samsung and Sony and platforms of video games like Xbox, PlayStation, Apple TV, and can actually be displayed on 2 screens at once. In more news, there are great opportunities for entrepreneurs in Mexico, as well as amazing stories of success. Now, this particular one is about a woman who started up a business basically out of nowhere, and today her brand is found all throughout the south of Mexico and known in many other states in the country. This is Tere Casola. Maria Teresa Casola Bravo, better known as Tere Casola, is a Mexican entrepreneur who, after rough times, began baking pies and selling them among her friends and acquaintances, which actually led to larger orders of more products for restaurants and shops. Now the demand kept on growing and more clients wanted her baked goods. Now that was when she set up her very first shop in order to keep up with the orders. Soon enough, baking at home was not good enough or meeting with the demand. Therefore, she opted for renting out a space, and a year later, this was not enough either. The business kept on growing, and her brand, Tere Casola, was getting great recognition and popularity all across the country. After 30 years in the business, Tere Casola has now 39 shops throughout southern states of Mexico and also has an online shop where her products are sent to the whole country. Back in the year 2014, the company sold 4.3 million products and employed 350 people, and it keeps on growing. Tere Casola is a great story of success right in Mexico and powered by Mexico, a country of opportunities and good entrepreneurial environment where it's been proven in many occasions that when you want something, there are always ways to make things happen. Now moving along to Mexico's economic indicators, the US dollar versus the Mexican peso increased by 0.22% to 18.25 on Wednesday, February 24th from 18.21 in the previous trading session. The US dollar versus the Mexican peso gained 21.91% during the last 12 months, going from 14.97 in February of the year 2015. Mexico's IPC index decreased 1.47% to 42,582.24 on Wednesday, February 24th. Mexico's IPC index lost 3.05% during the last 12 months, going from 43,921.55 points back in February of 2015. Now, consumer prices in Mexico increased by 2.61% year-on-year in January of 2016, accelerating from a 2.13% growth in the previous month, above market forecasts of 2.52% rises. It was actually the highest reading ever since July of 2015, as the cost of food went to 3.78% from 2.12% in December, and housing went to 1.52% from the 1.23% in December. They all rose at a faster pace. Now, on a monthly basis, all prices went up by 0.38%. Prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages went up at a faster 3.78%, going from 2.12% in December, and the cost of housing and utilizes increased by 1.52% from the 1.23% achieved in December. Cost of education recorded the highest increase by going to 4.32% from 4.29% in December. Meantime, restaurants and hotels went to 4.15% from the achieved rate of 4.21% in December. Transport prices went to 1.87% from the 2.44% back in December 2015. They all rose at a slower pace. In contrast, communication costs fell down to 7.57%. On a monthly basis, consumer prices went up by 0.38%, following a 0.41% growth in December. The core index, which actually strips out some volatile food and energy prices, rose by 0.19% on the month, bringing the annual rate to 2.64% from the 0.31% and 2.41% respectively gathered in the month of December 2015. Sadly, this was all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you are watching Breaking News by Mexico News Network, your #1 source for positive and reliable information on business, investments, tradings, and more on Mexico and the world. I'm your host, Elisa Carballo, and we'll see you next time.